We are rolling.
Good morning. Welcome back to the conversation. This is Midlife Crisis Activities. This is our lifestyles and pop culture webcast, our daily shout out to the world. I'm your host, Patrick Russell, and over there is my very vivacious producer, Veronica. Together, we're here to lend our voices to the noise from a multi-generational perspective to help explain everything's right and wrong in this world. Good day to you, Veronica. Real important topic that hits close to home for both of us. We just read a story that Facebook is suspending their Instagram for Kids project, right? So I believe this comes on the heels of a report that came out, a news report that came out not too long ago that suggested Facebook and most of these social media companies had done studies and tests of their own and come to the conclusion that social media is negative for younger adults, teenagers, specifically teenage girls. And increased anxiety, increased sense of depression, thoughts of suicide, body shaming that results in really negative performances in the rest of that person's life. So obviously something that you would like to control if you can. Now, from a younger person's perspective, what are your thoughts on Facebook initially trying to create a kids' safe space on the internet? And what about just the idea of big companies on the social media side protecting the rest of us from what we see is the ability for anybody to attack, even if it's not anonymous, right? It used to be that there was this anonymity that people kind of hid behind, and there's still a little bit of that, but it's not even that anymore. People don't even mind identifying who they are because there's still this sense of separation between a person's comments and the user themselves. Simply put, you still don't see, thankfully, people running up to other people in the grocery store and yelling and attacking to them in their face like you do online. So from the younger generation's perspectives, what are your thoughts on both of those ideas?
I mean, at this point, it has to be implemented. That's fine. But also looking deeply into the problem. The problem is not restricting our kids or me or you or anybody else for not reading comments per se or for not opening a Facebook, Instagram account. It's, if you notice in school, they don't give you any class about, mental health, right?
Wow,
they don't do that.
That's interesting.
So instead of us trying to protect our kids, because what's going to happen when they open a fake account? What's going to happen when they're able and they're smart enough to play the system? So it's fine, and they can do that right now in 2021. But moving forward, when I was in high school, middle school, high school, college, they don't give you these classes where, mental health. Who are you? Do you need these things to be able to survive in life? They don't tell us these things, and I think that's what matters. You can protect a child, forever, but and then at the end, he or she is gonna be weak enough to read something and then get depressed. If you notice, most kids now, they're depressed because anything. Depressed because they don't have this, depressed because they don't have social media, depressed because mom and dad, they don't understand them. It's just BS from my perspective, because I mean it's a lot to talk about, but
it's a huge problem, and I think that's what you're really kind of coming up against with this answer is that wow, you can dig very deep, because it's not really social media's faults. It's more of, do the people that they are affecting, are they of a good social, emotional, physical? Are they in a good place to handle criticism? Are they in a good, solid place emotionally to handle people attacking them for no reason? Even if it is in the purpose of either a business, a purpose of promoting their own personal brand, even if it's just a matter of just spreading their light to the world in the medium that most people now enjoy, should there still be a civility now that is embraced within the entire internet? I think that question, although as a parent, I'd love to say we could still talk about it. Have we moved past that? Has the internet now completely decided, no, we're going to be as autonomous, we're going to be without any restraints, we're going to be without any social norms and civility when it comes to our behavior because we can, as opposed to, sure, let's bring the civility and the courteousness and the politeness that you typically see in the real world, can we now transfer that to the online world from a younger generation's perspective? Have we completely blown past that question? Has it been answered? And now does it or will it take kid-free, bully-free zones that now have to be created within the internet to provide us with hopefully that true protection from attacks that one day we hope to have?
Well, like I said, I'm once again, I'm not opposed to the idea of always protecting our kids with, regulations, internet check, all those things. But at the end, even myself, and I'm going to be honest with you, even myself, I see a picture and I'm like, shoot, I wish I was a person, and then you get caught up with this idea of like their life is perfect. So if I wasn't mentally stable, if I wasn't mentally prepared to handle that, I'll be probably crying myself to sleep because I'm thinking that their life is better than mine. So if you get someone that is 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, and they don't have mom and dad, or they don't have a class that says, hey, that's fine, you're skinny, you're fat, you're black, you're white, that's fine,
and it's okay,
and it's okay. So when they have social media and they get criticized, hey, you're fat, you're black, you're ugly, you're cute, they still know, hey, it's a comment, I don't give up anything because I know who I am. We don't have that, and that's why a lot of depressed kids, a lot of depressed people in the world, and we're not gonna fix anything by doing these regulations. I mean, they're silly to me.
I think you have a really good point. I don't think regulations itself is going to be the answer. I think raising strong mentally and physically and socially adaptable kids is really the answer. Now, last point, is that job harder now with social media, or can it be easier, especially as we move farther into the future with a more evolved sense of the internet and the web as a whole, right? One of the ideas that we saw is that they were going to be decentralizing social media. So instead of having 2 or 3 big companies, can you imagine everybody having their own little social media network where they have complete control of, it's really going to get to that level where everything's going to be personalized and customized. And that's going to be including who you're going to need to block and who you're going to need to let into your network so that you're protected, I think, especially on an emotional level.
If Patrick, right now, kids 13, 14, they know probably about sex more than me. And this is just reality. So
YouTube and Google has been parents to this generation of kids more than the actual parents.
So by us pretending that our kids are going to be safe, trust me, they're going to find a way to create accounts. They're going to find a way to go to friends' house to see this. So if we want to kill the problem,
parental controls isn't the answer.
If we want to kill the problem, it will be here, making sure that they understand what's good, what's bad. Yeah, you want to watch this? That's fine, but this is the result to it. So I'm against all these silly things and moms having to control your kids once they reach to a certain age, because it's not gonna matter.
Right, it's not gonna really protect them, and it's not gonna teach him how the dog world is out there in the real world once you're out of the protection of the house and mom and dad, right? Yeah. Guys, there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer, but there is your opinion. Please use the comment box below. Don't just subscribe to this channel, even though we will be doing this back and forth to let you know what a power couple, how they make it work on a daily basis, but lend your voices to the noise to this show. It'll make it a whole lot more fun, guys. It doesn't matter what comes your way today. It doesn't matter what challenges or obstacles you may face. You just need to remember one thing. Give them hell. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.